10.
This broadcast is sponsored by DeMayo Law Offices, representing Carolinians since 1992. Live from Charlotte, this is WBTV News, on your side.
We wanted to come down and tell them
see if we can do anything.
We commiserate with them.
Well,
and we're praying for them.
What a lot of you folks at home might not know is that he really just poured his heart and soul into taking raw weather data and trying to put it and boil it down into a forecast that everybody could understand.
Did the right thing, and it breaks my heart. It took his and Jason's lives, but he did his job. He did what he's trained to do. He's trained well, and he did it, and he saved lives.
Our photographer there, John Sparks. Good evening and welcome to your news at 11 o'clock. I'm Molly Grantham. A bit of a non-traditional newscast tonight. A helicopter crash in South Charlotte yesterday hit many of you hard. It has shattered us here at WBTV. And we will get to other news, other headlines, but we want to begin by honoring our two co-workers, Sky 3 pilot Chip Tayag and meteorologist Jason Myers. Tonight, the NTSB says it will not have an initial report on the crash ready for another 2 to 3 weeks. It confirms Sky 3 left WBTV and went south about 5 miles. It got clearance to enter Charlotte Douglas airspace, then did 2 360-degree turns over I-77. That's when it descended rapidly and landed in the grassy area next to the interstate. Tonight, Jason Myers' family has released information on his services set for this weekend. The visitation is Friday, 2 days from now, November 25th, from 5 to 8 p.m. at Carmel Baptist Church on Pineville-Matthews Road. The funeral is the following morning, Saturday, November 26th at 8 a.m. at the same place. They are open to the public. Earlier today, both Chip and Jason's families sent us statements, and we do want to share them with you tonight. The Myers family says, quote, "Our family wishes to express our deepest appreciation for the outpouring of love, support, texts, calls, food, flowers, and most especially prayers for our family during our tremendous, devastating grief and loss of Jason. We also want to extend our deepest sympathy to the family of Chip Tayag. Jason was the good news in the news, and everything he did pointed to Christ. He loved living out his dream at WBTV. He taught us all that the most important thing in life is your relationship with God and your relationships with others. His love for his family was exemplary. We have a gaping hole in our hearts that only God's peace can fill, but we know exactly where Jason is, in the arms of Jesus, and we know that we will see him again." In lieu of flowers, the family has set up a GoFundMe, and gifts may also be made to St. Jude and Mercy Church. Now, we also received a statement from Carrie Tayag, Chip's wife. It reads, "Chip was the most selfless and loving person I've ever known. We both come from big families, so love of family is something we shared. He was always happy and laughing with that big, beautiful smile that I love to see. He was my best friend and the love of my life. I know this separation is only temporary, no matter how terribly permanent it feels, because I know we will be reunited one day." Over the past 2 days, many of you in Charlotte have reached out and been on our side, supporting both Chip and Jason's families and our WBTV News family, and we appreciate that. Thank you. Brandon Hamilton is here going through all the love that you guys are showing us. So, Brandon, where do we begin? Food, flowers, kindness?
Molly, well, all of us are feeling those calls, those messages, the words of comfort. And I think it's safe to say tonight that we can all smile a little, just knowing that Jason and Chip both left their marks in this city, doing a job, what they love to do every single day. In the sky and in your homes every day. The mark of Sky 3 pilot Chip Tayag and WBTV meteorologist Jason Myers.
This is a farm building. Look at this.
Reaching out and touching strangers across the country. This couple brought flowers Wednesday to our WBTV studios.
we came to kind of share the pain. We've lost 2 kids in the last 5 years, and we kind of know what these families and this family is going through.
That pain that won't go away anytime soon. Chip and Jason were family men, fathers, husbands, both men of faith.
It just really makes you, really think about life and, just cherish this time of the year with family and friends. So, again, my thoughts and prayers go out to them.
That was Carolina Panthers interim head coach Steve Wilkes Wednesday afternoon. A hometown guy taking the time to remember Chip and Jason and their impact on our community. Wednesday night, the Charlotte Hornets held a moment of silence before its game.
Join our friends at WBTV in mourning the loss of Jason Myers and Chip Tayag, who passed away yesterday in a tragic helicopter crash. Our thoughts and prayers go out to their families, friends, and colleagues at this difficult time. We ask that you please join us in a moment of silence in their memory.
Chip Tayag.
He was, as we call it, a pilot's pilot. You got some guys that are out there that are just making a living. He really loved what he did.
And Jason Myers, who besides giving you the weather, also enjoyed teaching kids about the weather at Arborbrook Christian Academy.
He always believed that everyone should have a quiet time in the mornings with God. So before we started class, he'll always have like a Bible verse or a devotional. And we would talk about, and the one that he did last Wednesday was God caring about how he will comfort us through hard times. And it stuck a lot to me when he died yesterday.
So those emotional words coming from kids that Jason and Chip touched. Now, Molly, I do want to show you this sign, which is in front of our studios, that says, "Thinking of you." That was placed here by people who don't work here but wanted to donate and share that message with us. We appreciate them, and we also appreciate you at home. Chip and Jason, you both are missed. Molly.
Yeah, well said, Brandon. Both definitely missed. Brandon Hamilton live for us tonight. Thank you. As the families of both Jason and Chip continue to try and cope, there are many of us here inside WBTV who have been taping video messages to share with the families at some point. And so we are now going to share just a few, beginning with our news director, Molly Kelleher.
The loss of these 2 men is breaking our hearts. They were great men. They were 2 great co-workers, but they were good people.
I hope their families know how much we love them, and that we're grateful that they allowed them to come and hang out with us for a good portion of the day. I'm so grateful to have been able to sit next to Jason this past year. Forecasting won't be the same without him.
As hard as all this has been on us here in the television station, it's still really all about Jason and Chip's families. Our darkest time here is a fraction of what they're going through and what they're going to go through here in the weeks and months ahead. I just want them to know they meant everything to us here as well. We love them, we miss them. We were better for the time that they spent here at WBTV.
Yes, Jamie, we were. Now, as we remember Jason, you've heard us mention over and over again how he lit up the newsroom, coming in to shake hands, to say hello, always walking around with a smile on his face. He would always greet you and look you right in the eye. That is something our tight-knit weather team knows all too well. Chief Meteorologist Al Conklin gives us some insight now into the dedicated forecaster that you guys saw day in and day out.
What a lot of you folks at home might not know is that he really just poured his heart and soul into taking raw weather data and trying to put it and understand. And Jason never went anywhere around this station without his handy-dandy clipboard, and he developed a cheat sheet and you're just trying to figure out if it's going to rain or not.
Al says Jason was the hardest working meteorologist he has met in 30 years. And another close friend to Jason was our former chief meteorologist, Eric. Many of you know him. He retired the end of last year. And earlier tonight, he joined us here live in the studio with some words.
Somebody asked me earlier, how are you doing? And I said, well, first of all, it really doesn't matter. I said, today was actually a worse day than yesterday for me. And I thought, wow, if you take that context and apply it to their family, please keep them in your prayers. My prayer is that God puts people in their lives that will help them get through this transition.
Yeah, and I know you're going to be there for them. We're going to be there for them throughout all of this.
And have been. So,
yeah.
Eric, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I'm getting a hug, too. Don't you get out of here without that.
Thank you for.
Yeah, we love Eric Thomas. And Eric, it was great you came by. Thank you. It is WBTV family. Whether you are a past employee, you've retired like Eric, or you're here right now, we are all feeling this. And again, we all really thank you guys, the community, for opening your arms to us. There are 2 GoFundMes set up right now, one for Chip, one for Jason. We have put a link to that on WBTV.com. We're going to take a quick break, but we will be back here with more on this Thanksgiving Eve.